Genetic Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 5, Volume 2. Now, actually, this is quite a different one for me. Normally, I do these on a Sunday afternoon and sort of leisurely sort of put them together so that I can. There's something for the Sunday night for all you guys. So I zoomed out a bit there. But unfortunately, my little lad's little eyes are not looking the best. We think he's got conjunctivitis again. So we're gonna have to take him to some kind of doctor on call tomorrow morning, unfortunately, and see if we can get him sorted with some medication before it gets any worse. So I'm doing a late night one here. So this could be quite. It might not be short, but it might not be as refined as the usual videos. Anyway, right, okay, so what we've got Boots tape, Mighty Boots tape. Quite often they work nicely. And on this one, we have, and it says on the inside, actually, if we have a look at the Boots tape, it says we've got... Oh, it says don't load. Oh, it's one of those. Don't load, and we have Rolling Thunder. So we've got Rolling Thunder and Don't Load. Both have got X's. One says don't load, and one says X beside it. It's a bad sign, that, actually, that don't load. But we can definitely play ZX, that one, if we have to. So, but I was a big fan of 720. It was one of those games that I kind of liked when I was a kid. And Rolling Thunder is also another arcade game that's converted quite nicely for the Spectrum, actually. So, but we've got them on the tape there. We've got all 720. And on the other side, it says Rolling Thunder. So we got that one first to have a little look at. Quite, as I say, quite a short one. Possibly this is what's on the table. Maybe a little bit less editing. And then I thought I'd do this for fun. Look what's on it. Make a chip. Everybody had Make a Chip. There's like 5 billion copies of them out there. Well, at least 5 million, possibly. It came as a pack. Or a package that was given to people with the ZX Spectrum Plus, so that's the 48K with the more like a toast rack version of it. I might put a picture on the screen if I can get a chance. But yeah, so that's what came with it, and it was like a tuition thing on making circuit boards and chips. Quite clever, really, at the end of the day, for a bit of educational software. But I thought we'd give it a try. It says Part 1 on this side of the tape, so I don't think anybody's ever actually loaded it and showed it off. I've never, to be fair though, I haven't Googled it. No, I don't think anybody's ever had a little search for that on the internet. But anyway, so we've got those ones, and just in case, and this is I was looking for a short cover tape, and this is the shortest one I could find. Sorry, Dave. It's Codemasters Dizzy, the smash hit, and at the bottom of it, though, most interestingly though, is Lords of Chaos. Now that was kind of a larger scale version of the Chaos game, which is very, very popular. I had it the Firebird edition. It was really, really cool. But I think this is the next one. I wish I still had it because I owe all the expansions as well. I had to send off postal orders, the whole thing for it. And it was really cool. But yeah, so we got Lords of Chaos there, the demo at least. So I'm hoping that does load, but we'll see. Like most things, you never know with these things. Have been sat for a while. But without further ado, we're going to go with pull the tape out again. We're going to go with, 720 actually on that side. We'll try that one first and see whether that loads. So we'll give that a whirl, alright? So, without messing about anymore, I'll stick that on the tape drive. Right, tape's in the drive, so we're ready to go. Normally I would go with the basic and do the old load it and speech mark. But I think that 720, which is what it's on at the moment, was actually a 128k game as well. So I'll give it a try and see if we get some music. I can't remember whether it was or wasn't. I remember 720 degrees. It was one of those games that it's kind of weird. You had to go into 4 different skate parks and upgrade your equipment while you went around the skate parks, and you got tickets by going around skate parks. It wasn't a bad game actually. I really liked it. In fact, it was one of those games that I kept going back to. It was kind of open world for an arcade game, which is quite a surprise really. You didn't get many what I would call open world arcade games because they were always guided or very linear, weren't they? They went in a specific direction, and that was tended to be down to the technology. I don't even think that nowadays, if you played an arcade game now, it would be fairly linear. I think. And the kids, of course, nowadays don't want that experience. They also don't like the fact that you die so quickly. They want a game where you respawn and you pop back up again, and you do this, that, and the other, and you can kind of wander around, do what you want. But sometimes linear is nice because if you've got a good storyline, you can follow it. With arcades, it's more a case of the enjoyment of sort of the experience of sort of getting the high score or doing whatever else it went with it. But anyway, we're going to give 720 a go. We'll see if we can do it. The ultimate aerial experience, yeah, on a skateboard.
Anyway, the one thing this also came with is, this is one thing that did occasionally happen. Now, I have 720, but I don't have the extra tape with it. I don't have the sound tape with it. They came with the arcade music. Now, we did this last week. Do you remember? We had a little Continental Circus and Double Dragon, and I played a bit of it at the end. And I even left you the if you actually have a little look, there's a Google link to the actual MP3 where I pulled the tape off so that you guys could actually take it and experience it for yourself in the full glory of a worn out tape. But it's there. It was one of those games that was there. Now I and 720 was kind of a game where it came with that music now, and it would. It's hard to describe really. Sort of like, you know, fast-paced sort of music, and then there was, you know, fearful sort of music when things are coming after you. And I quite liked it, to be honest. And now I'm quite convinced that it featured as well on a television show on the BBC. See, tape player, rewind and reload. See, they knew this one was said do not load, so we know it's not do not load. Now I have to be fair. In fairness, I've already got it queued up on the old PlayZX because it did actually say don't load. So I thought we'd give it a test, but clearly I was wrong to test it because it was obviously not ready to go. So I'll just fast forward that. Give me a second. It's all queued up, ready to go. I'm just fast forwarding to the tape so that we've got ready for Rolling Thunder on the other side. Which is another classic arcade game. And I really like Rolling Thunder as well. That was a sort of multi-layered sort of shoot 'em up of sorts, and I do like shoot 'em ups, even if I am particularly rubbish at them. I do think I'm getting better though. I mean, I think in fairness, I am getting better. I'm just going to do load it because maybe isn't a 128k game. So we'll give it a try anyway. See what happens. So this is the US Gold release we have here. Fingers crossed it loads beautifully and we get straight into it. This is who originally did it, actually, US Gold, isn't it? That's originally who did it. It was re-released on Kix, which was the KIXX, the Kix range. They're a funny one, aren't they? Everybody seems to collect Hit Squad, but nobody seems to collect Kix as such. And they had some good games as well. I mean, they had 720, obviously. I'm trying to think off the top of my head here, but without turning around and turning away from the mic. But I know that they had Barbarian 2. They had a few good ones. LED Storm, I think, was there. Rolling Thunder was there. That was definitely a Kix game that was, or re-release Kix game, and that was a surprise because I would have expected that to go the Hit Squad kind of way because it was good, but it was a kind of Hit Squad good kind of thing. You know, you'd have thought that I would have gone there. I don't think 720 was quite as good. However, not every Hit Squad game is quite a hit. I don't know what the definition of the Hit Squad game was. Did it have to rank at certain points score-wise across your Sinclair user and Crash? Was that what the definition of the Hit Squad was? Not sure. If you're a Hit Squad collector, you probably know that. If you don't know that, you'll need to find out and then write it in the comments below because I would have thought that it was probably down to the, you know, scoring within the magazines. I would have hoped because they're like hits. A Hit Squad. Maybe. I don't know. I need to do a pickups video at some point as well, but as I say, my weekend's been a little bit sort of put on hold. We're waiting to see how his eyes are in the morning, whether or not we actually take him to the doctors. So if his eyes aren't any better or they're worse, he's straight off to the doctor. If they're looking better, then we'll see, because he's it's hard to tell. I don't normally speak about this very often, but my little lad's got autism and it's non-verbal, so you can't tell how he feels, really. I mean, he can be beside himself like any child, but it's very hard to tell without that speech. You can't say, how are you feeling today? He doesn't respond in that way. He assumes that I know how he feels, which is very difficult sometimes, to as a parent to actually do. Oh God, this is a bit of a deep conversation. Sorry about that. I drifted off into a very deep conversation about my life. Yeah. Well, there we go. Interesting. Difficult things sometimes. I'm sure lots of people know about autism and different things, and it's interesting. interesting conversation sometimes. But anyway, back to 720 and Rolling Thunder. And we've got, as I say, a Maker Chip. Now, Maker Chip, everybody has hundreds of copies of these. When you start collecting, you start collecting bundles, because that's the easiest way to start collecting again for the Spectrum, is just to go on eBay and pick up a bundle of 60-odd games or 50-odd games. Almost invariably, you end up with Scrabble. Alright, because there's loads of Scrabbles. That was another one of those games. Scrabbles, Checkered Flag. I mean, we said this last week, I think, as well, when we were discussing this. Checkered Flag, Maker Chip, and what's the other one? Oh, Survival. That's it. Now, they're not bad, don't get me wrong. I mean, Maker Chip's one of these things that nobody ever loads. Nobody does. I mean, I think I actually... And you see, I'm a bit of an oddity, because I had the Rubber Key 48K. I always envied that pack which came with Checkered Flag. So I actually, as a kid, bought Checkered Flag independently of the whole thing. It was a really weird one, that as well. I remember going to... It was like a local sort of... I want to say haberdashery, you know, sort of one of them stores that sells all kinds of stuff at stupid prices. Some of it's really expensive, and then they'll sell you buttons at a penny. You know, remember those days, or even half a penny, actually, to be more correct. I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching anything. Yeah, I was about to push buttons there, and I would have regretted that. But yeah, so it was that kind of store, that was haberdashery store, that kind of, you know, the random bits that you could sell you literally a button for a half p or something like that, and I remember going in there, and they had Jet Set Willy running on one screen, because they had them loaded on colour screens and the machines there. They had Jet Set Willy on, and they had Checkered Flag on another, and I bought Checkered Flag. Now, funnily enough, I'm not a big car lover, so it was almost a strange decision for me to actually choose to. I've got my Sinclair joystick plugged in, by the way, and I'm gonna mention this now. Daryl, who often sort of contributes to the channel with various bits and pieces, various games, sends lots of things to me. A great guy. He sent me a little Christmas box, and it included my favourite joystick from back in the day. I'm going to put a picture on the screen if I can remember. If I remember, because remember I said I've got time is short tonight. So whether I get a chance to do all the editing I want is going to be interesting. But a Competition Pro joystick. I used to love the Competition Pro. It was one of my favourite joysticks. Just that ball on the top of it and the sort of buttons. And it's the same joystick that they're now kind of, or sort of cloning with the C64 and the C64 Mini. So it's a lovely joystick, and I've got it plugged in. I've got my converter on. So we've got a Sinclair, and we're going to go for it. So here's our thing. So I think we'll go for training level. I think you push the direction to go that way. So we are on our... Yeah, that's it. This is us on a skateboard, and we've got 3 tickets, and you can do spins, and you get points for doing spins. And I can't remember how you get the more tickets. I think you find them lying around on the floor. There's a map, shows you where you are. So we've got the slalom park, we've got the shoe shop, the pad shop. These will increase your abilities, by the way. Board shop, improved boards, helmet shop. You've got downhill, jump park, slalom park, and ramp park. Slalom's obviously downhill slalom, sort of a bit like sort of when if you're skiing, Horoscope skiing kind of way. So we go in here because we've got a ticket, and then we've got to go down here as fast as we can through the slalom, and we need to go through those ones and those ones, and I'm doing alright. I think I missed one there, and then we're there. £75 medal. I think you can buy tickets possibly as well. I think that's the other thing. So yeah, so we got credits. There's something I'm missing. I can't remember exactly what it is. So. And there's kind of a thing. The thing about the spinning or doing what I was doing there is that you could do a 720, and I can buy some pads. Let's buy some pads so I can fall off more easily, I guess. Let's go this way. And if the timer runs out at the top of the screen before you get to a park, this horrible sort of swarm of bee type things come at you, and it's really horrible. They don't have to do you a lot of damage. Well, they don't have to do damage; they actually kill you, which is the problem. There's another park we're at, the jump park. This is downhill again, and we got jumps, and you get extra points for landing on these little pads, but you got to remember where they are, so that's actually quite hard to do. I didn't land on that one. I didn't land on that one, and I got a silver medal anyway, so we did all right time-wise as well. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've played 720. I've got the full jewel case, the double jewel case, which is quite nice. There's a ticket, I think, or is it dollars? The dollars. Must be a ticket office or something similar. I can't remember. I don't know how remember how it worked. That's frustrating. What we bought here? We bought better board, so it's easier to control. There's like a balloon on the floor there that pops up as well when you do that. Right. I just like the open worldness of it, to be honest with you. It was kind of cool, and when I used to play as a kid, didn't play on the joystick. I just played on the joystick because I got the competition pro. That's the reason for playing on the joystick, isn't it? Good enough reason for anything. But you know, when I was playing as a kid, we were really quite, you know, I was really quite into it. I used to spend ages sort of travelling around the place. See, the timer has gold, silver, and bronze, obviously by the thing there, and then obviously loss. So we're doing all right actually, time-wise. We're not doing badly. There we go. Oh, we can get a helmet. Let's get a helmet. A new helmet. I'm just buying everything here. Right. Oi! That was a good one. Did a good spin there. Oh. I'm having brain troubles here, gauging the sort of going down the hill properly. Right. Okay. Here we go. What's this one? This is the ramp park. I think this is what I'm not very good at. This is kind of like, yeah, you got to do things on it. You got to do spins and sort of all kinds of bits and pieces, and I don't know how you do them. So instead, I just end up being a bit silly and not doing the right thing like that, and then not doing the right thing here. And I think there's just a certain way to do the scores, and we're gonna still got a bronze medal. No idea how I achieved that one on that one. Bonus score, bronze medal. That's it, and then we start again. And we've got no tickets left. Now, how do we get tickets? I can't remember how you get tickets. There must be a ticket shop. It was a ticket shop. I can't tell, because it just won't let go on the map there. Do I have to buy them? I think you find them, that's the problem. You have to skate round the park finding them. They're like lying on the floor. And they're like not obvious as such. Yeah. Yeah, and see, the music would have been blasting out of those speakers there. Right. There is no shop that sells tickets to get into it, so the teaser tickets on the side of the screen. So literally it is a case of finding them, skate or die. Here we go. I can almost hear the music. It's got me. I am dead. Use the credit. Nightmare. So you didn't even get, you only got the one life. How harsh is that? Yes. Right, how do we get in these places? That's to buy another board. I don't want another board. There we go. Right, we're going down here. We'll see if we can get in. No ticket. Yeah, I definitely have to find the tickets. I remember that now. It's a nightmare. It's not that simple. Whoa, 700. I did a 700-degree spin there. It said it on the screen. That's 100 degrees, it says. Oh, skate or die. I'm skating. I don't want to die. Don't make me die. Got too much to live for. Hurry to park. I want to hurry to a park, but I can't because I got no tickets and I haven't found any, and that's another credit down. Oh, nightmare. Oh, goodness me. Not having fun. I can't find the tickets. Oh well. That's a bit of a disaster. Did I find? They're just lying on around as well. I don't think they say a T or anything like that. They're a bit like the pounds that you see occasionally. They just lie around the place, sort of loitering with intent. So part of the thing is you don't just go to the don't just go to the parks. You should loiter around a little bit and run the timer down to try and find these marvelous sort of Willy Wonka style tickets to let you do whatever it is. I'm going to die here. I can tell you that now, because I have no tickets and I have no idea where I'm going, and I'm skating and I'm skating and I'm skating. I'm skating and I'm dying. I'm doing 700. I'm doing 220-degree jumps. And I splash in the water. Oh no! That's it. It's all over. Oh well, that was all right. Didn't mind that. Got a good bonus as well. Quite enjoyed that. It's a silly game, isn't it? One of those silly games. For me, it kind of ranks with Paperboy because I got it around about the same time. I kind of enjoy Paperboy, and I really kind of enjoy 720. Just one of those things. Right, this should be Rolling Thunder. Now this is I think. Do you want to try Loader? Yeah, let's try the Loader, because I do think this is, again, another... I think this was built at the time when they were doing the 128k games, so there's a possibility there may be some enhanced features. Mainly music, isn't it? So that's almost always what it is. I do like it when they do the whole loading of all the levels, though. That's really quite good with 128k. You know, that's one of the things I really like about it. I like the way they do that as well, where it just says rolling, or roll. And the last one we had 720, didn't they? It's just said 720. I quite like that. That was kind of a clever little... natty little feature of the whole thing, wasn't it? It was kind of just a nice way of doing things, that they kind of changed that. But I don't know how they did that. They must have literally changed the header of the first sort of load, that kind of little bit of information there to do that. Maybe it was actually called Program Roll, and they found a way of not doing the program element of it and just moving it back a bit. Don't know. Yeah. Strange. Not done that. Not. I'm bracing myself now. Come on, Rolling Thunder. Yes. Oh, that's cool. Namco. Yes, Namco. That's right. I think the secret agents on a mission kind of... Data East did a game. I think it's called Super Spy, Sly Spy. There'll be a comment in the below saying you don't know what you're talking about. It's I don't know, something like The Spy Who Loved Me but Not. No, but they did a version. I'm just getting up on PlayZX just in case. I'm just feeling a bit sort of touchy there that it might actually work and it might not. But they did this Sly Spy sort of thing, and I'm sure it's Sly Spy. I want to say Sly Spy. It's not Sly Spy, is it? It's something else. Super Spy. There you go. I knew it was going to do that because it did actually have a little X beside it on the whole tape thing, and I kind of, I was ready for that. We were ready for for Rolling Thunder not working. Now Rolling Thunder's one of these games. I think I own a copy on Kicks. I'm not entirely sure. Can't remember owning a copy, but it was one of those games that I had a special copy of too. I rather liked it. The thing about it is that special copies of things, if I really like them, I tend to go out and buy them. But if you haven't got much pocket money, and it was one of them like highly expensive at the time, and by the time you've had a good play on it, you don't really tend to want to buy it again, if that makes sense. So I don't know, anyway. But yeah, Rolling Thunder was just one of those games that I kind of liked. It's like a multi-leveled shoot 'em up. You run along, guys with... I don't know why they've got hoods on their heads. They've got like hoods on their heads. They wear hoods. They come out of doors and things and you shoot them. And you basically go from one level to the sort of, left to right, arcade style. Shoot everything as you go. Brilliant. Just works brilliantly. And it's just a good game. A very good game. Very enjoyable. I'm sure there was... a new version of this came out recently. Or maybe I'm wrong. New version? Remade version? Maybe a remake? Don't know. Feel like there was. I do feel like there was. And Make a Chip's looking at me right now. It's calling my name. It's saying, please make a chip. Please make a nice ARM processor to run the next iPhone. So clearly we're going to do that. We're going to make the next ARM processor to run an iPhone. I'm not entirely sure we've got enough transistors to actually do that within the ZX Spectrum's program, but I wonder if it had any other, beyond the initial sort of giving you the basics or the understanding of how a chip is put together, I wonder if there was any kind of, what's the best way to describe it? Any kind of, way to print that out or actually make it into a real life chip. I don't know. Just feels like this. So you can see your guy. So you've got a guy at the corner here, and then you got the middle of the little control room. You got the US Gold. Then you got the guy who, as I say, he's got like a little hood on, like a little ghost on his head. It's like got one of Pac-Man's ghosts and inserted his head into it violently. and he's running around with it on his head. So it's probably why he's a bit upset, to be honest with you. Maybe not. Anyway, no. So we got Rolling Thunder, and we have, as I say, we've got Make a Chip. I don't know what's on the other side of the tape, so we'll give it a try. It's probably just Make a Chip Part 2 or something similar. I suspect it's just instructions. We're not going to get very much excitement out of that. And then, as I say, I picked up a short tape. I've got Dizzy on there. Good old Dizzy. The Oliver Twins creation. An egg. If you've not seen it before, where have you been? Why are you watching my channel? If you're watching things, actually no, carry on watching my channel, please. I enjoy your company. It's very nice to see you here. Yeah, no, Dizzy's he's an egg. He's an egg in an action adventure, and the definition of an action adventure is basically some kind of game where you pick things up and you use them to interact with something else. That seems to be the definition of the action adventure. Certainly back in the 80s and early 90s, that was the definition. You kind of picked something and interacted with it, whatever else. And then Lords of Chaos, that's more akin to. I'm going to get this wrong, I know I am. Games Workshops. That's what it is. It's Games Workshop. It's not Dungeons and Dragons. I was going to say Dungeons and Dragons. It's not. It's more akin to that. It's more a. You're a wizard, you can cast spells, and then you have to kill all your friends, basically. I know that sounds really bad, doesn't it? So it's homicidal, really. Best description ever. You're a wizard, and you have to kill all your friends. Harry Potter would have been much more interesting, by the way, if it had been that. Harry, you're a wizard. You've got to kill all your friends. Would have been a totally different movie, wouldn't it? Oh my goodness. Oh dear. My God, the man, homicidal Harry Potter. Yeah. To be fair, my wife and kids, they have all watched the Harry Potter things. My daughter likes Harry Potter, as they do, and they like. No! Don't do that. That's not nice. It's broken. It is broken. I'm going to reset it and put the loader on. I'm going to choose a different version. We'll go from that. Right, there's a much shorter version here. So let's push the loader. Let's push this button. Let's push the go button, and let's see if this thing will get this thing loaded. That's just really bad. It's crashed halfway, right at the end there. This is the Spanish version of it, and it usually does. If it does do it, it might not do it. Usually has a little intro sequencey thing where it shoots some of the name of the company. It says, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. It's Erbe or something like Erbe. E-R-B-E. Erbe. Something like that. Anyway, I've got it completely wrong. I'm quite convinced of it. But yeah, anyway, kids and family, if they've also watched those movies, and Dora's read the books, and she's got some editions she's very pleased with, so she put them on side and all that kind of stuff. Bits of them, not. I don't know. I'm not so thrilled by them. I guess it's aimed at kids, and sometimes I don't mind kids stuff. I mean, I like Star Wars. I mean, that was. But that became that was the line was blurred for Star Wars for me when it comes to kids movies. When it first came out, and you had episode 4, 5, and 6, so A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. There was no feature of what I would call childlike matter. It was still a Universal movie with the Universal sticker on it, because there was no bad language and there was sort of no violence as such beyond the shooting stormtroopers, but there wasn't blood and guts going everywhere. So and it was just sort of a fun sci-fi adventure-y thing. So you then Lucas decides that he's going to do a prequel. And he's going to do the prequel to the whole thing at a different time, 1999. And he does this prequel, the Phantom Menace, and Anakin Skywalker, good old, will become Darth Vader later. Anakin Skywalker, oops, sorry, spoilers. If you don't know that, I despair. Anyway, Anakin Skywalker is put in the shoes of some young lad who's sort of 9 or 10 or something. I don't know what his real age is in real life, and that appears, and then you have children in it, and that blurred the lines a little bit there, because before it was kind of adults went, yeah, we could go with that, and then all of a sudden you were rooting for kids, which you weren't really rooting for previously. Everything else was adults, and children could enjoy it because it was like a great big space action soap opera, but you could enjoy that. Whereas once you got into this Phantom Menace, and then of course they had to age him, and he became that. What was the name of that lad that became? They aged him anyway, and for the Attack of the Clones, and then I can't even. Oh, Revenge of the Sith, wasn't it? God. I almost blanked out the name there of the various things, and the poor old Darth Maul got 30 seconds worth. What a shame for that poor lad. Anyway, but yeah, you blanked that kind of. I don't know. It was a bit of a. Yeah, it blurred the lines a little bit, and then he spent all that time doing all these Skywalker Ranch CGI graphics on it, and he went way above and beyond what was required. And it was that time when CGI graphics were like everywhere. Do you remember what? I mean, they still do it as well nowadays. You still get CGI blood. I don't even know why you get CGI blood, to be honest with you, but you get CGI blood because it saves on the cost of special effects. It must be cheaper to put CGI splatters of blood, but it does take away from the quality of the whole thing. Oh, it's not going to load. It's not going to load. Right. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna carry on. We're gonna carry on without Rolling Thunder for this moment in time, and I'll put a little bit at the end if I can get time to do that. I will do that. All right. We'll see what happens. We're gonna go on. We're gonna move on to Make a Chip. Are you ready? Brace yourselves. There's never been so much action on the ZX Spectrum ever. Here we go. Screen flash there for some reason. Don't know why. Just decided to do that. That was fun for it. Yeah, so I don't know. Star Wars is one of those things, isn't it? It's a rose tinted beauty of a thing. He then, George Lucas has tweaked and fiddled with them, and to the point where we were all quite upset that Han Solo didn't shoot first, because we liked the idea of him being a rogue, this, that, and the other. And then we did Force Awakens, and we killed Han Solo. Sorry, I'm spoiling it for you if you've seen it, because we're running up to the rise of Skywalker, and I'm not even sure where that's coming from, because they told us in the one before that. What was the one before it? I can't even remember its name now. The Last Jedi. That's it. Wow. How bad is that? I'm actually forgetting some of the titles. I can't. The New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and The Return of the Jedi are burnt in my brain. But with some of the new names, even though I've watched them a number of times, are not burnt in my brain. But we were told that our heroine, Rey, who I have little or no, I don't feel anything for that character particularly. Don't feel much for Finn either, really. I would like to, or Poe, or whatever they're called, and those sort of things. They've probably got more affinity with Chewbacca than the rest of them. But anyway, they the rise of Skywalker, and we're told that she's not a Skywalker, and she's got no past. She's just appeared a bit like Anakin did out of nowhere. You see, we don't even. Thank God they haven't mentioned metachlorians. Would have been almost disastrous to mention those things, wouldn't it? Remember those things? God, the Force is down to metachlorians. Right, I quite like the fact that it was a mystical force that surrounded the mind of everybody, and certain people had better attachment to it, but no, with the metachlorians, that gave you then, I don't know. So I have mixed feelings about the final episode. It's out if this is Saturday, so it's the 14th, so it's out in 6 days' time, the 20th of December, with early previews on the 19th, if you're lucky enough to go to some certain, premieres everywhere. I don't know. I don't feel I don't feel like we're going to get something exciting out of this all. Maybe it's just me. I don't know how you feel. How do you feel? In the comments below, please. If you're a Star Wars fan, how have you felt that Saga's treated you? Because I feel that the very first part could have been so much more. We could have done the proper. We could have been proper full on Vader. You know, we could have been the growing of a proper, Sith, and the balance and all that kind of stuff that goes with that. And then they had to really, in the new lot, they basically had to do A New Hope again, the first one, because that's exactly what the first. Well, Force Awakens is A New Hope, just with a bigger battle station and new characters running the show, and then the next one is just a bit odd. In my mind, it's like a chase through space with some very unnecessary additional requirements, and I don't know. Yeah, some additional requirements that weren't really there. There was a little beep there. Did you hear that? Anyway, enough Star Wars. Now we're going to make a chip. We're going to make a brand new. We're going to make an iPhone. An iPhone 007 number array part 4 with the bodily fluids of the current CEO in the casing, because of course that'll increase the value of it exponentially. Aha! Turn off your tape recorder. Do you want sound? Yes, I do. The first part of this program tells you about the circuit design. The second part of this program shows you examples of circuits. The third part lets you experiment with the design. If you have not run the program before, you should start with the first part. If you press break into the program, it will you should not type run, as this will lose the data. Type go to 1 instead. Right. Okay. Can I just experiment? I've got to press tape. Yes, I can experiment. There we go. Use the cursor keys. Yeah, we'll use the cursor keys. Aha, here's our gates. Right, okay. So, what we're going to do... move the cursors using those. Press the enter key. You'll be able to specify the type of gate. Right, so push gate. Oh, it's exciting. I'm going to put an AND gate there. You know what I mean? Got some AND going on. And we're going to put some inputs there. Select the next input. So we've got this, and I'm going to go there. I'm going to send that one there. Drawing of the connection. Haha! That's not where I would expect it to have gone, though. Right, so... see, this is the point, right? Okay, so I'm going to go to the output here, okay? You can print out your circuit. We could do that, right? Okay. I'm going to put an OR in here. An OR gate. And then, where do I want the output to go? I want the output right to go over here. Right. Oh, I think we may have broken that circuit. I'm gonna say it now, right? It's not very high tech. Because what an AND circuit would do, and I've now just looped that back on itself, which is totally ridiculous here, is you put an input on there, so you put a 1 on there, or a 0. So say, let's see if I can do it properly here. Let's see if I can do it properly. I'm going to try and do it properly. You ready for this? We're going to try and do it properly. So let's do an AND. Alright, and then we want to put it to there. Let's go draw the context. Yeah, okay. And then I want to put the next input as there. Right, okay. So what you would do, you see, with an AND circuit is if you had a 0 and 0 in there, the AND circuit wouldn't do anything. But if you had a 1 and a 1 in there, the AND circuit would do something, because it has to be 1 and 1 to open the gate. So it's about what voltages go into it. It's a kind of... This is transistor level sort of microcircuits. They're probably the lowest level you could ever get to with the whole thing, you know. I've got to admit, it's not rocket science. Let's just press escape and let's press go to 1, which is what it said to do. Right. Yes, I do want answers. I think we've got examples too. Let's see what the examples look like. Yeah, so it's basically what's going into what, input, output, logic gates, showing you what the output will be. We're learning how to make NAND gates. I mean, yeah, 0, 0 becomes 0 because it's a 0 there. 0, 0. 0, 0, 0. Why does that become a 1? Doesn't make sense. An AND gate with an AND doesn't become a 1. Oh no, it's because it's not an AND gate, it's a NAND gate. It's a NAND gate on the bottom, so 2 zeros make a 1 on a NAND gate. Comes output to a 1, and this one goes through, and that becomes a NOR. That's a I can't remember what it's called, but it basically swaps it from being on to an off, and that's basically it. It's creating a chip. It's showing the outputs from literally from binary code. Very, very thrilling, realistically. Yeah, NOR gates. That's what they are. NOR gate and NOT gate. That's it. NOT. So if it's not a 1 and not a 0, it should be a 0, and whatever else it is. NOT. Without being pun intended, not the most exciting thing in the world. Right, I'm going to flip it over and we'll see what's on the other side. It could be just make a chip part 1. There was a whole manual that came with this, though, and to be fair, the understanding of gates is very important if you're going to go into electronics at the end of the day. Knowing where you apply voltages and what you need to change and how it works is quite interesting stuff. It's stuff that that I would hope that they still taught in schools, because it's almost a fundamental of the theory of computing. I have spent a long time working computers. I've worked with computers since I had a Spectrum way back in time, and I've worked through it, and I've went to university and college and all this kind of stuff. Oh, that's a good choice. And I spent a lot of time doing these various bits and pieces, and I always think there's some lovely, some older books that are actually more relevant nowadays. They're the lower level than the high level languages that the kids are working with now. I think the high level languages are important, but an understanding of where you came from is extremely important. I think that they're missing out in their education in that sense. My daughter knows so much more about the way that the computers work and why they do what they do, because she understands that lower level of technology and other things. And we were going through something for a school, and we were reading a book from 1984, and it was provided more relevant information than digging online, because it was a lower level, more simplistic view of what they were attempting to do, and it made more sense. And I think she did really well on that one, because of the fact that we were reading this older book, and we were reading the book. It wasn't anything else, but it was a book, and then it was really good. I have to admit, we enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the whole sort of process of going through that. But I working with computers almost all of my adult life and most of my childhood, I feel I'm a lucky generation. I feel I was lucky because I was there at the birth of microcomputers, or the slightly bit further on, not the ZX80 kind of thing, or 81, but just the next level, the Spectrums, the BBC Micros, and all that kind of stuff. Then the 16-bit revolution, and then the 32-bit, and then the PCs, and 64-bit, and all the things that went with it. I was very lucky to go through all of that, and I think that's one of the reasons why, this kind of nostalgia for sort of Spectrum games and all that is so important, because we lived through a different set of generation. I don't think you could say the same about now. I think if you look back at it 20 years, all you're looking at is the different 3D graphics. You know, oh, the graphics are a little bit rough back in 1999. You know, and that's 20 years ago. That was all there was to it, if that makes sense. That was the big difference. Right, Psst is a game by Ultimate Play the Game, or Ashby Computer Games, I think it is, or Graphics. Oh, somebody will correct me, because I always get that wrong. I always get it wrong. ACG at the bottom there, you see. This is a good single-screen arcade game, and we'll get into it, assuming I can remember the keys, because I haven't got my Kempston joystick plugged in. They'll be naff ones. Basically, we're a gardening robot. We have to protect. We need to protect. That's wrong one. I want. Which one do I want? Is that one? I think it's this one. You got to get sprays basically to kill the bugs. There are certain sprays that kill certain bugs. This is the one, and we're trying to protect this flower here. This is called I think it's called a mega Duranium Apocalypso something or other. It's got a ridiculous name, and we basically have to protect it until it grows up. So it's like a timer. If it doesn't grow up, these creatures eat them, and they scoff the leaves, and it doesn't grow very slowly, and just takes longer to go. And eventually it will grow, but we need to get there. Now there's extra points if I can actually do this without them eating any of it, which is what I'm attempting to do right now. But the keys are horrible. They're a straight line. They're QA. No, they're not QA. They're basically the QWERTY keys up to the T. And they're really horrible to use. Oh, I do like this game. Psst. Good game. These are good arcade games. This has been remade recently, I believe, for the Amstrad. I've not tried it though, but there is another version of it, because some of these games never made it over to the Amstrad, and this is one of those games that never made it over to the Amstrad at the time. I'm sure it's called Robo something or other rather than whatever else it is. But we're a gardener. We're like a Robo gardener. We're doing really well. There we go. There we go. She's bloomed. Now, what do we need for these guys? They don't. That's not that they need. They need zapped, I think. No, they don't need that zapper. They need the yellow one. No, they don't. They don't need the yellow one. They need that one. Zap him. That's it. So, and then we'll get this one. Ah! Gets harder. More and more creatures to come along. Zap them. Let's get this one. Here we go. Zap them, zap them, zap them. Can't let those plants go down. Oh no, it's there. It's there. They're zapping. Zap him. Got him. There we go. Get this plant off here. Get him off there. Get off. You can see why I say it's just a nice one-screen arcade game, though. It works really well. It just. I could have seen this in the arcade. You could see this game in the arcade, and you could see people queuing up to play it, because it's just simple, sensible, brilliantly, sort of a brilliant set of fun to play, and it's just good. It's, high score driven with a simple sort of interfaces and simple bits and pieces. Really, really good fun. Just really nice to play. So, that's the end of that tape as well. So we've done that one, but we do need to do the Rolling Thunder. I can't stress enough that we need to. Rolling Thunder will need to be played. So I will get my Div MMC out in a minute, and I'll plug that into the back of the Spectrum, and we'll get that fired up, and we'll get that one done. But we'll probably take a quick break there. Right. So loader. Let's get the old loader. This is the who's this by? What's it tapes this by? This is Smash Hits Game Complete. Your Sinclair. This is your Sinclair one. This is a Dizzy, Mr. Dizzy himself. I'm going to give him a load and see if he loads. And then we've got Lords of Chaos on the other side. So we've done all right. We've done okay, actually. I'm quite pleased that we've managed to get this recorded. If this goes out Saturday night, good evening. If it goes out Sunday, high Sunday. But we'll see. So I'm recording it this evening. If it goes out this evening, it goes out this evening. If it goes out tomorrow, it goes out tomorrow. We'll see, because it's getting a little later now. And I don't tend to like to record in the evening. I kind of like to spend a little bit of time doing things. Oh look, we've got a whole selection of games. The Ultimate Cartoon Adventure, the complete and original version, free with your Sinclair. Your mission to rid the land of Kathmandu, of the evil wizard Zax. Was it really called Kathmandu? Seriously? Filling a potion bottle with cooked leprechaun's wigs, clouds, silver lining, troll's brew, and vampire duck's feathers. Cook the potion and throw it at Zax to dissolve him. If you really get stuck in any of this, then you can phone. Oh, you can go 0898 numbers. 0898 numbers. Dizzy sex lines. Dizzy. Dave. Oh, poor Dave Birdsall's looking at that going, what? There's a helpline at the bottom, mate. It can help you out, look. For those people who haven't got to do it, I don't recommend phoning those numbers now, by the way. They probably are. I don't know what they'd be now. But I wouldn't want to try the 25p a minute, because it's probably like £3.50 nowadays, I would have thought. It's funny, isn't it? They did a Crash edition of this as well, and they're not. I think this is the full one, but they did a Crash edition, which was kind of a more alternated sort of version for Crash. It was kind of an odd one. I wonder how many versions of Dizzy, the first one, that are out there. There's quite a lot, I think. I wonder if this counts as another Dizzy actually as well, because if this is another version of Dizzy, then Dave needs to add it to his collection. He's got quite a shrine, you know. It's like a little shrine to the Dizzy. This is another one he may need to add. I might put this in the post for him actually, if he's a good boy. If you've not seen Dave Birdsall's channel, head on over. There's a link in the description below. He's a good friend of mine, and he's also a great YouTuber, and he's up for YouTuber of the Month as well at the moment. So if you want to go over there, I'm sure you can find all the various propaganda that's over there to vote for him. But yeah, if you want to go over there, you can do that. I've voted for him. I had to. It was like the law. Send the boys round if I didn't. But anyway, right. So, Dizzy Helpline, very useful. 0898. God. I haven't seen those numbers in years. They still exist. Do people still have 0898 numbers for things? Why would you want one? Well, fair enough. There must be still a use to them. I mean, I do work with some telephony stuff. I've had people using 0800 numbers so that people don't pay when they phone them, which is fair comment. But a bit like sort of normal. You know, when you get your phones, your mobile phones, or whatever else nowadays, it's kind of all inclusive, pretty much. You know, unlimited calls to basically anywhere you feel like, bar 0898 numbers. And then you've got, but when it comes to your sort of desk phones as well, nowadays with sort of modern technology, when you deliver them for businesses, they're pretty much the same. You know, it's 01s, 02s, 03s are all free of charge normally nowadays. But Dizzy by Codemasters. Such a popular game, and I know he made the move to the Amstrad, not the Amstrad. He was built on the Amstrad, idiot. Commodore Amiga, Atari ST, obviously. He also, I think, made it to the Nintendo Entertainment System, and did he make it to the Mega Drive? I want to say yes. I want to say he made it to the Mega Drive, but he never made it further than that. It was kind of weird because he was kind of an iconic character. It was certainly a British iconic character. Anyway, he's surprised that he didn't survive, because I mean, Codemasters exists still, and to this day they must still own and retain the rights to Dizzy. You would have thought that he would have probably survived that transition, possibly. I don't know. I do think some weird things sometimes about these sorts of things, because Codemasters must have a stable of games like this. And the funny thing is that they're almost worth resurrecting, if that makes sense. Right? Can I use my Sinclair joystick? I'm going to try that. No jump. Space is jump. Look at the helpline's just stuck at the bottom of the screen, just in case you need it. Right, so this is us. So we're Dizzy, and what's this? Can we pick it up? I've got a burning torch. Right, I'm gonna jump. It's the jump that's a bit crazy. It's just sort of rolling. It kind of, if you don't land right, it just rolls forever. I say forever. It's a bit of a lie that, but you know, kind of rolls and rolls and rolls. Right. Okay. So we got that. Now I know we need this one, so I'm gonna pick up the mucky grease gun because I always remember this. There's little bits of information floating around. That's Zack's castle up on the top there. So we go down here, and there's a life, and then we use the mucky grease gun by pressing enter there, and it moves that out of the way. I always remember that bit. And there's a key for the graveyard. We can take that upstairs. I'm going to take that back up here. I'm going to drop it somewhere around here. Now, that's birdseed up there. There's a reason for that, because you can kill certain creatures by having the right item for them. So I'm going to just dump that there. The key for there. I'm going to... That was a funny noise, wasn't it? There was quite a lot of Dizzies. I think there's 7 in total, actually. So we want that. That's free Acme birdseed. And now that lets me kill the birds. So we're going to go this way. It's really weird, though, isn't it? Birdseed kind of neutralize. I'm going to go with it neutralizes them. They become neutralized by the... I need to go on here. Graphically, it's quite nice, actually. I mean, let's be honest. It is quite nice. It does look good. I mean, this is a budget title as well. It was cheap. I say cheap. It wasn't cheap, but it was cheap. It was a good... And we, you know, I admit, I had a copy. I bought it. I bought it the other day. I had a copy of Dizzy. And I used to play it. My friend was really obsessed by it, though. He kind of finished it in like 2 days or something like that. He kind of guessed all the things and worked out all of the manoeuvres and the positions and all the bits that go with it. And he was just pretty awesome at this kind of thing. And I don't know why he was so awesome, right, don't stand in the middle bit. If you stand in the middle bit, the whole thing disappears. The ground just falls away for some reason. And I don't know why it does that. Right, okay. Oh no, this is one of the dizzy, crazy dizzy jumpy bits. So it's... Oh, it's step off onto them. Oh, no wonder all this time kept on jumping onto the blooming things. No wonder I kept dying. Right, spudder. Bounce past the spudder. Boing. Hey, we're doing well here. I've got up there. Oh, there's a shovel. What's that for? Got hit by an apple. Or hit an apple. Oh, it's the death fall. The old Spectrum death fall. When you end up falling into a level and it respawns you right above wherever you're falling on. And you just die forever because you always land on the same thing. So it's always the same death fall. Oh, I remember those. God, they're horrible. They're absolutely horrible. They're just the worst thing ever. The Spectrum death fall. Right, I'm going to rewind this. I am going to push the button. And I'm going to push. We're going to go basic and we'll do load it. Because we have the Lords of Chaos. I am sure it's the right game. And if it's the one, this is the thing, isn't this? This is a terrible thing. You know, you don't realise back in the day. I wish I'd known back in the day that I really wanted to keep doing my Spectrum thing, and I had to redo it all again. And everything was given away, and probably the 300 odd games I'd probably collected over that time. You know, because the Spectrum lasted a really, really long time. It was there from, you know, it was 82 right the way through into 92 or something. 10 years. The Spectrum was around. God, you know, I say 92, it could have been 95. Either way, whatever it was a very, very long time that the Spectrum survived, and it's really sad that you know. And mine got. I mean, my wife had a Commodore 64, and her dad gave it away with and then forgot to give away the games. She always laughs about that because she's like, he gave it to the next door neighbour's girl, and there wasn't any games with it. They were all in the cupboard, and my wife's sort of her old bedroom, and it was in the cupboard. And one day he came back and he said, "Here's the tapes for it," and she went, "They're meant to go with the Commodore." Oh. so yeah, it was a bit poor kid next door got a Commodore that didn't work at all. Mind you, it's probably a good experience, isn't it, for a Commodore? I mean, kidding, because I've got one of them new Commodore 64 things. I got mine a couple of days ago. I just haven't had a chance to do a video on it, and I may not get one this weekend, which is a real shame. I'd love to, but I don't think we're going to get a chance. So, but we'll give it a try. But that also has a VIC-20 emulation in it as well. I'm kind of looking forward to that, because they actually have more colours on the VIC-20, or the colours the palette is more vivid than that. So while this is loading, hang on a second, you just sit there. I'm going to look at my shelf and see if I can see Rolling Thunder on the Kicks version of it, because I can do that. We're going to give that a try. So hang on a second, you just stay there. I'm just wandering over the room. Hang on, I'm just over here. I'm having a quick look and see if I can see it. I don't know if I have got Rolling Thunder on. I'm looking. Looking. See, Trantor was on there as well. That was quite impressive. We all quite like Trantor, didn't we? I'm looking, but I'm not. I could have sworn I had Rolling Thunder. I clearly don't have Rolling Thunder, which is a bit of a shame. So we'll have to get the Div M&C out for the end of this. I was hoping that we could actually load the Rolling Thunder off there. I'm looking around the room to see if there's any, because I have. The problem is that I tend to sort on I'm a bad sorter. I'm a bad collector. I don't put things in order at all. I don't do order. I do chaos. I do piles of chaos. Piles of chaos in rough directions of where they should be. So, you know, piles of tapes together, sort of. Piles of bits and pieces. I don't do tidy. It's I sometimes do. It depends what mood I'm in, but I get bored. I actually get bored of sorting. I don't mind sorting, but my brain gets bored of sorting. You know, you get a whole load of stuff and you've got to sort it all in alphabetical order, or they've got numbers or something similar. Yeah, I don't do that. I can't do that. It's not my thing. I'm just looking though. I'm gonna have a look. Hang on. I've got to look at another pile over here. Hang on a second. Right. I'm gonna have a look over here. Just looking over here. Actually, you know something? I could have sworn I had a copy of it. Definitely don't. Oh, so annoying. That's so annoying. I thought I'd Rolling Thunder. There's a number 2 as well. But did that come out on the Spectrum? I don't know. I can't remember if it did or not. But yeah, I don't sort. I do piles of chaos in the rough direction of where things are. So, like, I have comics that are, like, there, and then I have collections of models that are roughly there, and sort of, you know, there's, like, Star Wars models roughly with DC models, and, you know, sort of, like, Supermans and things like that, and then I've got, like, good Star Wars ones, and then I'm a sucker for die-cast metal, though. I love it when I find metal things like DC characters or other things. DC characters have been my favourite though, because I've got quite a lot of those. I'm a real sucker for those things. They're just really cool. There's just something about metal characters that are brilliant. So yeah, I can kind of do those. Aha, right. Okay, I'm going to try keyboard because it looks like that's Q&A. So that's up and down. So that looks good. Space looks like it fires. So we'll go with those keys. Right, okay, so I am the wizard, yeah, that's right. And there's me and one other wizard. So that's me. So basically it's like chaos on a massive scale. So there's like huge maps and lots of things and additional stuff on the top of the screen. I would like to say there's some additional interesting things. Oh, it's magic wood. Magic woods are great because you can go into the trees and get more spells. So there's my character. What can I do? Select G. Can I move? I can move. I can cast A. Oh, so there's my spells. Let's cast a pixie. Oh, where's my moves I'm doing at the moment? I want to get out of this room though. Super vile. Door key. Cast A. Pixie. End move. Am I on casting pixie time now? Next. End turn. Right, so that's him moving now. And the idea of the game is basically to cast spells, capture and kill the other person. They did a new version of this recently, on Steam. Actually, it was, and I think is it the same person, Julian Gallop, who originally created these ones? Inform. That's what I'm doing. Right. Select G. That's me. I can't open the door. Cast G. I don't know how I'm casting though. I need to open that door. Let's just get this key over here. That has to be the thing to do. Not enough action points. Alright, fair enough. End turn, end move. Big map. Look at that. You can see the whole map, the whole area. He could be anywhere amongst all of that. That's great, isn't it? So it's like Chaos on like on a massive scale. I'm not giving it the best of examples though, because I haven't played it in ages, to be honest. End turn. Right, it's his turn now. All turn based, all whatever else it is. I need to see if I can cast a spell though. That's what I really want to do. Let's see if I can cast a spell. Next, yeah, I've got him. I've got to select him. Yep. How do I cast a spell though? So I want to step onto that key first. Pick up. Aha! Yes, pick up door key. Brilliant. Right, okay. If I go on him though and do cast a pixie, enter. Cast G. Oh, maybe I couldn't do pixie because I haven't got a pixie. Dwarf! Yes! So I've got 2 dwarfs now. Right. And then I should be able to move the dwarves as well. Select. Yes! Look at that! We've got it all going on now. That's what we like to see. So you can see how it's getting bigger and better as we go along. That's stupid dwarf. We don't need to do that. Right, end turn. End move. Let's go with this one. It's over here. Select. And let's move him. Cancel. To there. Can we not move at once? Select. Oh, we have to do one at a time. Alright, okay. Oh, you can fire an arrow or something. Cool. Oh, didn't want to do that. End move. Select. 1, 2, 3. Not enough action points. Right, fair enough. Let's go on my character. End move. Push this button. End turn. And then it's his go. And we get back again. It's cool. You've got to admit it's kind of cool, isn't it? Yeah, it's good. Right, so it's his turn. Select this character. I should be able to go here. And I should be able to go use... No. Use... We were out. Enemy spotted. Uh-oh. We're in trouble. I'm going to end my move there, though. And I'm going to get one of my little dudes. And I'm going to send him down there to stomp him. Let's send him down. He's going to stomp. Not enough action points, right? You stay there, pal. We're gonna you protect my wizard. There we go. And we are staying put. End move. Right, end turn. Ooh, it's good, isn't it? Starting to get a bit of action. Let's see if he attacks me now. Will he attack me or will he not? He's not attacked me. I'm quite surprised by that. He's left me alone. Has he run away? Has he seen me? Run away! It's Monty Python, isn't it? Yeah, a bit Monty Python. Right, okay. Oh, no, he has. He's killed it. I didn't even get to see him killing it there. Select. Hit the enemy. Not enough action points. End turn. Let's see. Select. Me. Cast. G. Let's see if I can cast a magic shield on myself. Did that work? I don't think so. It's kind of cool though, isn't it? You can see where this is to be one of these games that you can really, bury yourself in, sort of game-wise. Tactically, there's a lot to it. Another game that was great by Julian Gallup was a game called Laser Squad, and then there's Rebel Star, which I still keep failing to get. There was was an auction. There was one hid on the corner of this thing, and I thought I was the only person who spotted it, so I put some money down. And I said, "Yeah, I'll buy this huge bulk thing." And there was only one game I was really interested in. It's like a little corner bit. It's like, yeah, nobody's gonna spot that. Price went through the roof. It was like £90 to £100 for half a dozen games. It was ridiculous, and it was just a really bad photo as well. And all anybody really wanted was Rebel Star. It was nothing else. It's like Rebel Star and Chaos, just impossibly tough to get hold of. So is this actually Lords of Chaos. It's another one that's particularly tough to get hold of. I also haven't seen Laser Squad either. That's another. I saw it for £50. I should have bought it, but as it goes, it's one of those things. Right, so give me a second, and we'll come back, and I will have Rolling Thunder on for you. So 1 second, and I'll be back. Hang on. Okay, so the old Div MMC's in, so it loads it off of Div MMC. It's really bizarre, actually, to be honest. It doesn't make much sense, but it does disable the joysticks for some reason. I must have turned off the joysticks within the Div MMC. So we have QA, OP, and actually, do you know something? It's because I haven't pushed the button to select it, isn't it? It's because I haven't pushed 4. Oh, what an idiot. Anyway, keyboard. I've been playing on the keyboard just for a few seconds there, just to see what's going. It is an arcade conversion. Yeah, there's our little guys at the bottom worshipping some kind of evil overlord, and we're there to stop them as some kind of police force of some sort. It's quite good, actually, though. The conversion's really good. The graphics are nice. It's pretty sound sort of look and feel, including the vaulting over the banisters. However, for the life of me, I can't work out how to vault down again. So although I've been shot. Although I vaulted over there to get to shoot that guy, I shouldn't have done that because I wanted the bullets. You see his little door? It says bullets on it on the door. You need to go in there. We get some more bullets. Yeah, we get some bullets. Oh, he's killed me again. I'm not doing very well. I got to area 2 just before as well. I did really well on that. I'm usually quite good at getting to area 2 anyway. Right, so we got here. Get some more bullets. Oh, those 2 men and guys are getting me good and proper. But the graphics are really good. They're really sound in the sense of what the movement and the look of them. I really like. Rolling Thunder is one of those games that kind of. It was an arcade game. I don't know how well loved it was. I mean, if you loved it, put it in the comments below, because I certainly loved it. I think it was a good game. It does appear on the. I think Rolling Thunder 2 appears on the Namco arcade on the Switch, and I think it probably appears on other things as well. So what we have now is we have a machine pistol. So we've got machine gun bullets, effectively. So we go up here, and they're stupid. They try and jump up, even when they can't. So he's looking. And if we can convince him to do it again, we can shoot him before he gets up there. So there we go. Off we go. There we go. Get some more bullets. Loads of bullets from my pistol. On we go. And now we get to the little section where we march down the bottom here. I quite like this bit. Here he goes. There, silly man. So we march down this little section here. There's a bit at the bottom here which I thought was really quite clever because, I mean, it does really well. I don't know how well matched it is to the arcade. I do remember the arcade, but it's more vague than anything else. I do remember the Spectrum version. But I remember these tyres, because you sink down the tyres. Look, you're in the tyre. I can't move out of the tyre. I have to jump out of it. It's kind of cool, if you ask me. I think it's kind of cool that you kind of get stuck in the tyres, and it takes that dynamic into account when you're doing things like that. Please let me be at the bit where I think we're going to be. Yeah! Excellent. 1 life. Yeah, there we go. Loads of bullets, though, thankfully. So we'll just do this. Go along here. it's worth the wait. You know, it was worth the wait to see Rolling Thunder. I think Rolling Thunder's one of you know, there's some little joys on this sort of tape thing. I mean, even Dizzy was okay. I'm sorry, it was Dizzy was okay, and we had found Psst on there. We made a chip badly, but we did make a chip. We didn't exactly make the next Apple iPhone, but I'm told that's the software they use to make them. To be fair, it's absolutely true, 100%. Apple use make a chip for the Spectrum. You can understand why. I mean, it's a very advanced piece of software, and oh, you horrible man! Thankfully, I got an extra life there because I got 10,000 points. But yeah, they use that to make their software. Here we go. On we go. That's a really good game, though. This is really nice. But yeah, we had make a chip. We've had I've died. We've had Lords of Chaos. We've had quite a good session actually, and Rolling Thunder, of course, to finish off with. Really nice, a nice game to finish with. Anyway, I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. Thank you for watching. Thanks for putting up with me this week. A little bit less edited than usual. But anyway, yeah, thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye bye now. Just a little update, it seems like it was a little bit of an allergic reaction, and my little lad's eye is a lot better now, so just as an update. Thanks for watching, bye bye.